Welcome to this week's episode of Car Stars and Roll Bars. Do me a personal favor. Check us out on social media. Like, subscribe, and share. That's where I was going this morning. Share it with all your friends as well. Each week we talk about what's going on in the car industry and the culture and the museums, and we also talk about products. And today, wow, we have a great product we're going to be talking about. It's HushMat. This amazing process. It was invented and continues to be tweaked by the one and the only Tim McCarthy. He is the founder and the CEO, and you're going to hear him when we're talking to him. He's kind of like this mad scientist with all this amazing product can do. But before we bring him on, we got to give you a hint of what you're going to see today. Hey, Rick, hit that play button, buddy.
And wanted to show him a couple things specific to the HushMat technology. And we showed him two things. We showed him, one, how easy our product is to install and how little tools are required. Frankly, a pair of hands and a pair of scissors. We don't need to prep. We don't need to clean. We don't need to use acetone, which is a terrible chemical. Our competition requires that you clean with that. Ours, we don't. The second thing, we proved our point by showing Dan how our product can bond to a surface coated with a oily material. And we sprayed an oily material on a piece of sheet metal and we stuck HushMat to it. So it becomes the adhesive. What that affords us to do is we use the surface oils that are on metal as an adhesion promoter. Our product, our butyl rubber, actually absorbs those oils and allows the material to bond through the oil directly to the substrate it's applied to.
I warned you in advance. This is kind of like mad science as far as the concept of it, but the application is so easy, even I can do it. Tim, welcome aboard, man. Thank you so much for joining us today. How is everything at HushMat?
Mike, things are going great. Thanks for having me on the show today. I'm really looking forward to this, and what better day than St. Patrick's Day to join you here today.
Yeah, say happy St. Paddy's Day to all you and your fellow Irish, right? So there'll be the green beer and cabbage or something probably before the day's over. Is that the tradition, I think?
That's a given, but it is during Lent, Mike. So we got to watch out the meat on Friday. So, hey, we'll make that work somehow.
So before we jump into some of the pictures and all this real quickly, looking at my notes, you found this back in about 1988. And if I remember correctly, this has been American-made and American-owned since day one, right, buddy?
You know, Mike, we are so proud of that fact. I can't tell you the number of people and the number of industry people that would question me. Why aren't you making this stuff in China? Why aren't you taking this stuff offshore? You get it so much cheaper, blah, blah, blah. Well, thank the Lord we never listened to that. And since day one, we've manufactured HushMat in the United States. And for as long as I'm involved with this company, which will be for a long time to come, it's going to be USA made.
Good for you. Let's go ahead and we'll jump into a couple of pictures. We're going to be talking about the products. So viewers, when you go to the website, I love this tag, the world's leader in thermal and sound deadening solutions. So the next pic you're going to see, this is what we're going to be talking about today because we're going to bring Tim back. Rick's our producer. We're talking about HushMat today. He's got a couple other products we're going to be talking about in a few months. Today we're going to be focused on HushMat. Right here you see the packaging for the Ultra product, which is extra cool. Now we got a couple of shots and we can talk about them, about the application. And if I remember your favorite phrase, it just takes two hands and a pair of scissors, or pair of scissors and a pair of hands, right?
Pair of hands and a pair of scissors.
There you go.
And you can install HushMat. And I mean, the cool thing about our product, Mike, is installers all over the world love installing our product. It's super flexible. It doesn't require hazardous chemicals to clean and what have you. Like we said before, we vacuum out loose dirt, vacuum out the surface, and then peel and stick HushMat. And it takes away both heat and noise. We're one of the only products in the product category that does both.
Wow.
And, you know, when we talk about hot rods, when we talk about street rods, racing, performance vehicles, you're talking about, you know, people's feet melting when they've got them against the firewall.
Yeah.
And our product helps that. It reduces that heat over 40%. It reduces the noise over 50%,
Wow.
which is really, really cool.
Well, I think we've got a video, and we kind of get a chance to learn a little bit more about that. Let's see if we can find that out there for us, Rick.
You know, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but this is pretty awesome. HushMat. My name is Clarence, along with Tim from HushMat. Now, if you're building your car, or let's say you already have your car of your dreams, right? You got those long tube headers. You got a new system. For me, I got a little, Japanese import, and I've got headers and I've got pipes and everything. And first thing, you can't hear a thing. I thought it was great up until the moment when I tried to make a phone call, things like that, and the whole drone, the whole idea of that kind of goes out the window. There is a solution, and it's called HushMat.
This product goes onto the sheet metal. It molds and contours, as you can see.
Right.
See how flexible it is. Unbelievable in terms of its ability to conform to the automotive surface.
Right.
But it takes that friction and it generates heat.
Right.
That heat gets absorbed into the butyl rubber formula, and then any heat that were to pass through reflects off the aluminum foil layer back into the butyl rubber. By doing that, we call it a process of conversion. That conversion eliminates the noise, so you have a more comfortable ride. So the firewall, the floor pan, the tunnel area, those are high transmission areas for heat as well. This product is as effective thermal insulating material as it is a sound deadening material. So we'll take that 280 degree firewall or tunnel, we'll take that down to 100 degrees Fahrenheit with this one layer of HushMat.
100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow, down to 100 degrees. Before we talk, we got a couple of pictures of where you can actually see what this looks like with an insole. So Tim, kind of walk us through that. This looks like it's painted on there. It just kind of conforms to all these different contours and everything, right?
When you look at it, that it shows how flexible our product is.
Yeah.
You can see every rib. You can see every indentation. In the sheet metal, this is actually fiberglass because it's a 65 Corvette. But in this Chevelle, you've got, all the ribs in the trunk floor.
Wow.
You can see every bit of it. So it means it makes perfect contact with that sheet metal surface below it.
Wow.
Yeah. And if it doesn't, if a lot of the stuff that's made over in China and made in Russia, it's very rigid. It's very difficult to mold it and conform. Ours, it's been made for the automotive industry for 33 years. It's the installer's dream.
Beautiful. One thing, there's many things that fascinate about your product. And for the viewers, Tim and I go back many, many years. I got to meet him through Siemens. He's always been so kind to me and gave me a chance to talk to him when we're doing interviews. I think you know me long enough. I either had black hair or a lot less white hair. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, I think when we knew each other, we both had jet black hair.
I think you're right. and some of these, you can go to other companies for sound deadening. You can find them on Amazon or Google it or whatever. And a lot of those, like, you get a big giant roll, and you got to kind of figure out how to take it apart, make it fit. I think you have over, is it 300,000 patterns?
375,000 today it's over 375,000 SKUs where we have measured vehicles and we have fitment kits for specific vehicles.
I got to repeat that for my little gerbil brain. 375,000 different SKUs. So if I've got my 1962 Hupmobile, you can probably help me out.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So I got to ask, and again, you and I have been candid over the years, and I really appreciate it. You guys have gone to a lot of effort and time to keep an American made. You guys keep the cutting edge. I think you're one of the few that all the different major automotive manufacturers will use you. You're out there for the semi-tractor trailers. Now you got home applications as well. What just causes all this passion? Because your product's amazing. Is that what kind of keeps you going? Just probably some of the feedback from all the people that buy your products as well?
Mike, the best source of research and development is our customers.
Cool.
And people that call in and talk to us about a problem or about issues that they're having with heat or with noise.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's on wheels, if it floats, if it's on an HVAC system, a recreational vehicle, a semi-truck, or '63 split window Corvette. We're passionate about this product and this material, and frankly, the people, our customers are our lifeblood.
There you go.
And we treat every customer with the utmost respect, and frankly, we learn every single day. Perfect. And it's what gets me out of bed. I mean, I'm a serial entrepreneur. You know what? I wake up and I am ready to go, man. Cool. I love this industry. I love the people.
Yeah.
I mean, I get to meet guys like you. I get to meet just awesome people, and it's every day.
Wow. And the awesome people, we'll kind of segue here a little bit, because there's some awesome people behind the scenes, so to speak, that help at your facility. I think we got some pics that you shared. And for the viewers, this product line, this looks like something out of a Star Wars movie. I just thought you had like some big rolls of stuff, and you kind of cut up and you stuck something on it. There's quite a process here. Just kind of walk us through what we're seeing, brother.
Yeah, what you're seeing is really the extrusion end of the manufacturing process. The front end is the mixing area, which is really where the magic happens. The extrusion process is the second stage, where we're extruding the product into shape. So think about a long runway like this mastic here that you see being extruded. It's actually being cooled on these chiller rolls before it goes through the lamination process. Wow. And it's vital, each step of the process, the formulation, the order of addition, the temperature controls, the time, it's just critical that the cake is made the right way, and made the right way every single time. And it really is it's a blast. Let me just say that.
Well, speaking of blast, hey Rick, can you back us up one picture? That looks like a sintering furnace or a forge. What was that about?
That's heat testing. So we have a kiln that we can take up to 2,500 degrees. Yeah. And we're doing testing of all different types of raw materials and substrates, and it's just one example of, wow. This isn't just a product in a box, which many of the overseas products are. Yeah. This stuff is manufactured to the automotive industry specifications for damping and insulation materials every single day, and we do it here in the U.S. and beautiful. Frankly, it's something that we're damn proud of.
Right, and you should be. Well, before we jump into some more pics, and we got a couple more videos, here's a hint for the viewers. If anybody's been around me, I'm a hot rod, I'm a gear guy, and I got my trusty can of WD-40 if I want to get a bolt and nut unstuck. And I know how slippery that stuff is, especially you put your hand on, you kind of slide a little further. We got a little demo later on to show how HushMat pretty much looked at WD-40 and went, and she's going to make it work right. Before we go there, and we got a couple of pics as well. To date, sir, and I got to phrase it with you because you are so involved in so many aspects of the automotive realm. What's your favorite automotive memory to date?
Wow.
I know.
Mike, holy cow.
I know.
You know what? I said it before. It's easy to talk about, the big names, right? I mean, sitting down and talking with the king, Richard Petty. Oh, yeah. I mean, how can you describe that, yes. Right? I mean, that was freaking awesome. Gene Winfield, Alex Exidius.
Yes.
I mean, these guys were the forefront. They were the forefathers of everything that we're reaping the benefits of today.
Yes.
These guys will talk to you on any street corner, at any show, and they treat you with unbelievable respect.
Yes.
And you know what? That is an awesome, awesome group of mentors, right?
Perfect.
I mean, these guys are setting the example. I mean, now we talk about guys like Jonathan Goolsby, and we talk about the Ring brothers.
Yes.
But man, there's guys like Jesse Barrett out there. Oh, yeah. Will Posey's out there. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds. Chris Ryan,
Yes.
The Osties, they are building cars
Yes.
every single day and putting them out on the street and making customers overjoyed.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's meeting those people. It's talking to them. How can we help them? How can we make their lives better, make their lives easier, give them a better product?
Perfect.
Honestly, Mike, I can't tell you one. I can't tell you one example. I could tell you hundreds.
Yeah.
And they all are right there at the top.
Okay. Well, then this next question is going to be that much more difficult because you know where I'm probably going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite
63
automobile?
split window.
Yeah, there you go. So is that a goal to get one in the garage, you think? What's the deal?
Man, I'll tell you, I look at it almost by era. And I look at, a 32 three-window coupe.
Yes.
I mean, how can you beat that, right?
It's iconic.
It's the forefather.
Yeah.
It's iconic. I look at, the 63 split window. I look at the whole muscle car era. And I mean, there's a plethora of cars that I would love to have in my garage, right? So it's hard. It's a hard question to answer. It's a hard question to answer. It's more than one. Let me say that.
It'll be more than one. We're going to segue, if you reflect when I was just talking to Tim, some favorite automotive memories. Has mentioned a few names. Well, we got a few shots of some of these, kind of chilling. So walk us through what we're seeing. You look quite dapper there, sir.
Oh, I'll tell you. Good old SEMA show, Dave Kindig.
Yep.
We spent several hours together. Just a fantastic guy. I mean, extremely well known in the industry, but you know what? He's just a good guy.
Yes, he is.
And somebody that is really giving back to the industry. So hats off to Dave, and hopefully we'll be doing work with Dave in the near future.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Everybody knows Gene.
Yes.
Just one of the forefathers. That's all I can say. He's just I have such a reverence for this man that I thank him every time I see him.
Well, he's north of 90 now, and he's still chopping cars. God bless him.
Just spent time with him at the Starboard show.
Yes.
Will Posey.
Yeah.
Will Posey, just a tremendous builder. Yeah. I mean, he built a 61 bubble top that was in our booth at SEMA this past year. That it won every award in every show that it went to. In Courtney, who is the ride of your life. Both Will and Courtney. I mean, just good people. Good people.
Absolutely correct. She is a hoot. There we go.
The king. I mean, I got to spend time with the king, and I will tell you, the man he's everything that he's professed to be, and more.
Yes,
and
yes,
more.
He is. And he's just so down to earth, and he'll just sit and chat with you, and he's justifiably held in very high regard.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Hey, there's Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin at SEMA. We did a great interview together with the Hot Rod Industry Alliance connection, and it's Kevin is a really good spokesperson for the industry and
Absolutely.
a great MC.
Absolutely.
And his wife runs one hell of a business there in Illinois.
Yes, she does. Yeah, we were at SEMA hanging out with you guys, and his wife ended up doing some of the production work as well because she's so talented.
You better believe it. Yeah, she is.
And before we jump to anything else, I also want to touch on SEMA, and you mentioned Hot Rod Industry Alliance, and you've really, I think, helped a lot with the trajectory of where Hot Rod Industry Alliance is going to just further enhance the automotive community.
Mike, there is a fabulous group of people that are part of the Hot Rod Industry Alliance. The select committee is awesome. I mean, Danny Agosta, Jeff Major, I could go down the list. David Page, I mean, Josh Mishler, Joel Kokoska, Mark Bowler. I mean, we're talking Amy Fitzgerald, Kelly Ostie, just great people that are passionate about helping our industry.
Perfect.
And it makes it really fun as we see all of the touches that we're having and the improvements that hopefully we're providing to our membership. Sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. And what's better than the hot rod lifestyle, right?
Oh, yeah.
The hot rodder. I mean, come on. It makes it really fun.
You know, I had the pleasure years ago to be on the select committee for Hot Rod Industry Alliance, one of the many groups inside SEMA, and it's always fascinating. Just everybody, when you're at council, it's like you kind of have this commitment. You really go out of your way to help others, make them feel part of the family, and you can't wait to share information.
Absolutely right. I mean, it's a brotherhood, sisterhood of people that are willing to help. Right? I mean, I mentioned it before. You know, you have the long-time, well-known builders, and you have the up-and-coming guys.
Yes.
Well, the long-time, well-known builders are helping these guys. They're giving them tips. They're helping them build their business through advice and counsel. I mean,
excellent.
What other industry do you see that?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just freaking awesome.
Well, I had the pleasure. I was on a podcast a few months ago, and we're talking about hot rodding in general. I said, from my perspective, Tim, what I found that fascinates me, I think it's one of the few activities out there, if you will, or culture, where a 17-year-old can talk to a 70-year-old in a language they both understand and respect. The 17-year-old wants to learn, and the 70-year-old can't wait to share.
Mike, it's every show, it's every event, it's every Cars and Coffee. You see the same thing over and over again. Yes. It's the fuel, it's the passion behind our industry, and that lifestyle has never been stronger.
Beautiful.
I mean, the hot rodding lifestyle has never been stronger.
We talk about fueling and passion and all this, and we mentioned family. I think we got some family photos. Now, I imagine you're somewhere here back in the day, so which one are you?
I'm the fireman in the front.
I'm digging the hat, man.
That's my sisters and cousins from Maine that came down and spent time with us. And, there's nothing more important to me, Mike, than family.
Perfect.
And they are at the, top rung of the ladder, family, faith, and hot rodding, right?
Yes.
It's a three-way tie.
Yes, sir.
And here's my wife and I, and my wife is my life partner. She's my partner in business. Connie is the rock of our family.
Right
and
on.
We now have 3 beautiful grandchildren, and we've got 2 more on the way here in the next few months. Woo-hoo. And I can't be prouder of this family.
Absolutely. And there's a shot of you two guys together just out kind of chilling with a little bit of vino.
Yeah, there's Connie and I just enjoying a Saturday afternoon that was actually right next to Mount Mark in Paris. So that was a memorable trip.
Well,
memorable trip.
Especially when you got your honey with you, it makes all the difference.
That's what makes it work.
Absolutely, man. Uh-oh, here we go.
And there's the 3 cherubs. There they are. Yep. These are pride and joy right there. And my wife Connie and I talk about these kids all the time.
No, you're not spoiling them, are you? No.
Believe me, I couldn't spoil them any worse or any better than my wife does. So I go along for the ride.
Absolutely. I think we'll get one more shot. Now, I don't think I've ever said the phrase, Tim, is that you on a set of drums before?
That's a kit. Yeah, it's at my daughter's wedding, and I've had the pleasure of playing the drums for, now over 50 years.
Really?
So, yes, sir. Yeah, it's a talent that I don't talk about very much, but I still have my original kit. It's in my basement, and that's 50 years old as well.
Wow. So you can bring a little heat to the group.
I'm not sure about heat's the right word in this day and age, but
okay, for the viewers, excuse me, we talked about, we have a spatial video where we kind of look at WD-40 and go, we live in Vegas, where the show's based out of. This is not a David Copperfield thing going on. This is the real deal. So, Rick, run the video of the WD-40 test.
I'm Tim McCarthy. I'm the founder and chief executive of HushMat.
So what's the little trick you wanted to show me?
Little trick I want to show you is grab our product here.
Okay. Want a roller?
Grab a roller, sure. I'm going to spray WD-40 on this piece of metal. Now we know nothing sticks to metal with WD-40 on it, right?
Right.
Nothing
It's
sticks
a
to it.
displacement, right. So you put that on there. Is it floating?
So we're going to come back in about 10 or 15 minutes, and I want to show you how bonded that is to the metal.
Thanks for lunch. 10 minutes. So this is stuck here now.
So now there it is. It's bonded through the metal,
You can't.
to the metal.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's not moving.
Nope.
Normally, things should not stick with this greasing material on there.
Spray some on there.
And you can see it's floating.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's
So
what
where
we
did it go?
It absorbed into the
rubber.
rubber.
Oh,
And we use it as an adhesion promoter, so it actually sticks better.
Wow. And you and I have talked. You've done this more than once. You've done it with silicone sprays. And again, there's no smoke and mirrors here. So for the uninitiated like moi, when I take my can of WD-40 and go, and I spray it on her and I stick a little chunk of your amazing HushMat on there, what really happens?
It absorbs the oil into the butyl rubber. What we do, Mike, our formulation, we don't use cheap fillers, plastic fillers. So a lot of people will talk about the thickness of the product, and the thickness, well, our product is thinner, HushMat is thinner. Well, thickness is irrelevant. It's the mass, it's the density, it's the conformance, the ability of the product to adhere to the surface. Those are the important elements of sound deadening and thermal insulation. So what our butyl rubber formula does is the rubber absorbs the oil, and it uses that oil as an adhesion promoter. So the bond is actually a little bit better with the oil on the surface than if you were to take degreasing product. And the competitor stuff, theirs is thicker because they remove rubber content and they use plastic fillers. Well, that
so
plastic,
it's thicker. Okay.
it gets thicker, but it's not relevant. It's the same weight. So thickness doesn't really matter in terms of the performance of the product. It's the density and mass of the product. And what happens is oil on the surface counteracts with those plastic fillers, and it restricts adhesion. That's why the competitors' products, you have to use acetone, you have to use alcohol, or the product will come off. Not with HushMat.
Not with HushMat. I'm the first time I saw one of those demos, and I was talking to you at SEMA, and you said, explain it to me, and I understood what you said. Then I walked away 5 minutes. I couldn't repeat what you told me because you've been at this over 30 years, and you are kind of a mad scientist about this, Tim. Let's get real here, okay?
I'm a mad scientist trapped in an entrepreneur's body.
Because this is in your DNA. And I think we've got some information on people can learn more about HushMat. So if you want to walk us through that.
Yeah, anybody can call us at 913-599-2600, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We love to talk to customers. You can also check us out at hushmat.com. Email us. You can go on our Facebook page. It's HushMat USA. Twitter, Instagram is the same. And then we've got a YouTube library, and it's HushMat with the numeral 1. We've got over 530,000 views on our YouTube page.
Wow.
So it's
I love it.
Instructional. It's not salesy. It's
Beautiful.
Features and benefits, what makes us different, and then how do you apply it? That's what we're all about.
And for the viewers, I could have mentioned on the front, I figure I'll wait towards the end, because we got our 70 Superbird 2.0 that we dearly love, 426 Hemi, 4-speed, and we put HushMat in it. I was stunned. My interior guy was blown away. Just the way the doors sounded better and the stereo sounded better. Everything, it was just everything. And now you've kind of kept the outside noise with the inside, and we can rock out. Now I did notice it's still a little bit loud when I hit that loud pedal with the Hemi, but I'm not sure. Maybe 3 or 4 layers might help, but we still enjoy that purr.
Yeah, you'll really like it in July and August in Las Vegas. I'll tell you that, because the insulation benefit, your air conditioning system won't have to work quite as hard.
Perfect. Well, Tim, we can't thank you enough for being on the show. I know we're going to be hooking up down the road, and we always got to stop by and say hi to each other at your amazing booth at the SEMA show. Until we talk next time, you have a great weekend. Bye-bye for now.
Mike, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got to check out HushMat. Do me a personal favor. You will be stunned with the ease application, the difference it's going to make in your ride. And until next time, Segway, enjoy the ride. Bye-bye for now.